And yes, we've had many sets. This is the final set of group stage, everybody. So thanks for watching so much TTL. Not even just Platinum League, but Gold League and Silver League. With this one, it comes down to where TaToH will go in the playoffs. It is confirmed that TaToH will be in the top 3 in his group, but it's either second place or third place. It's a weird one, though. If he ends up winning here today, 2-1 or 3-0, he will end up against his longtime teammate and friend, the Viper, in the playoffs. And if he were to lose against Repard, then he would end up against Mihai. Both players very good, of course. But yeah, we got TaToH playing as the Way here and Repard playing as the Khmer. And welcome T-West.
Also, the second round, if he's against Viper, would be against Hera, I believe, if I remember the bracket.
Yeah, true.
So that puts him in a rough spot if he actually finishes second.
I never really know what to do, right? Because every season, it's like, there's always this conversation. And, it's easy for someone to say, well, like a bracket is unfair or something. And I'm like, there's not really much we can do about it, right? Because at the end of the day, you have 5 rounds, you play all 3s, and it's supposed to be the best players get the wins, and then it balances out, and then the best players are all spread out. But then when you have a situation where maybe someone has a weak start and they turn it up late, then you have this exact scenario. So we'll see. Maybe Viper isn't able to show the form that he showed in round 5 against Mihai, because that was insane. Maybe it'll be like round 1 Viper in the playoffs, but yeah, I would not want to be rewarded with Viper in the playoffs, that's for sure.
And also, these games were played as Rex, so TaToH doesn't know the full set of standings at the time these games were played.
Correct.
So it's not like he can match up Hunt by trying to win or lose. He still wants to win because he doesn't know what's going to happen with Barrels or with MBL's set.
Correct. Yep. We got the house here on the back from TaToH. Now he's gone for a Civ, which has a really nice win rate. And this Civ usually is about the slow cook style. So you go for the early eco upgrades, you get the vills. If you get the vills, you're happy, right? Because your opponent will always be behind you. The Khmer are kind of the opposite. They skip some steps. They don't need the barracks to go for their stable. And Repard is a player who's always really aggressive. He got to Platinum League by winning gold, by just being aggro every single game. Players that he beat at that season, I think Miguel was in the group, Draken was in the group, I think Prisma was in the group. I might be misremembering, but just trying to give some credit to Repard, because the poor guy's got 1 win right now, and people don't realize how good he is just because of the level of the competition.
Yeah, it is against everyone in this group, too. I don't think Repard really is at the same level in 1v1s as all of them.
Yep.
I think I kind of look at him more as kind of a specialist for clown maps sometimes even, which there were quite a few of them in the map pool. But it's definitely hard for him. It's been great to see he's been putting up really competitive games, even though there is maybe that big skill difference. It feels that sometimes in Platinum, you can always have one of those players who maybe is a gold player, but manages to qualify and get into a group for Platinum, and kind of gets beat up on by the other players. And then, unfortunately for Repard, that's him in this group this season.
It's been a mix, right? I'm trying to think on it, but you have 8 players promoted. In theory, 8 of those players should be favored to then get relegated again. But I think this season it's been like, let's see, Lewis is going to stay up. He was promoted. Mihai was promoted. Mihai will stay up. Is there anyone else? Is it 2 out of the 8 that are going to stay up? Or is it going to be more than that? Maybe chat will help us. But yeah, that's how it goes. And I think that also comes down to how much the scene grows over the course of a year. So that was Repard's best tournament result ever. And then since then, Mihai and Lewis have both really grown as players. So...
Yeah, Lewis has had a huge grind of playing tons and tons of games over the past year.
Yeah, the other one's actually Vivi as well. Vivi will stay up and be Platinum again for the next season. So three out of the 8 are going to stay up, and the rest go down, which is pretty decent turnover if you ask me.
Yeah, and Vivi's always a player, you never quite know what to expect from him in an event like this, because he certainly has the skill to stay in Platinum. But it's always a question of what happens when he actually plays the game.
Yeah.
And, that first round set against Viper was exactly what he needed just to stay Platinum.
Yeah, it ended up being really important, too, because Viper turned it up at the tail end of the group stage. So Repard taking the risk, scouting using the food on the side here. TaToH sees that. TaToH will play low risk just so he can get the additional villagers and keep what he can alive. In theory, the food collected should be much faster for Repard. But for TaToH, if he survives the next couple minutes, he'll have a nice Vill lead. TaToH going for the stable here. I think we could see a lot of scouts in this series because TaToH likes his all-ins, and so does Repard. So wouldn't be surprised to see heavy scout numbers from both.
Yeah, I feel like the more I see the map, the less I see players actually go to take the resources at the tops of the slopes early on.
It's just no one wants to take the risk. It's because the more we see the map, the better the players get. So, like if Dragonstar was still playing, Dragonstar, I think, thinks pretty strongly that Valley, you have to take the side resources. But the higher the stakes, the more important the games. Nobody wants to take the risk, which
no one wants to go
I
out there.
understand. Yeah.
Well, we've learned from Valley that simply adding more hunt doesn't make players go out there.
Yeah, well, but what has worked, the one deer on both sides change is very nice because we would never see Repard out here, for example, without that change. So he's still benefiting from the fish. He has the house there. So if he gets attacked, he can always hop inside. But I think that's something he needs to foresee. TaToH is heading immediately over there. And there's nowhere else that TaToH's going to focus on if he knows the villagers are exposed.
Yeah, and as Chimera, as you said, he skips steps. He skips the barracks, which would be one spear to defend against the scouts up there, and instead he's going to have to rely on hiding in the house.
Yep, one villager's kind of out on her own, and in the middle you had Repard chasing down a scout, so I don't think he was expecting this. It's one of those things you do expect to a certain extent, but a little sloppy there, and TaToH will bring the spears, so now it's kind of tough for Repard. If he brings the scouts over to defend from this, there's spearmen waiting. And this is, oh god, this is so messy for Repard.
He needs to go to the house. Yeah, there he goes. TaToH's going to try to block that, but they'll hop in.
Yeah, TaToH's played this perfectly. TaToH's walled up against any early pressure. He's actually not fully walled, though, but his opponent thinks he's fully walled. And he's just sending constant pressure over to Repard.
Yeah, he's walled enough. I mean, if he feels confident with how far forward he is, he could think about going out to those side ponds now.
Yeah, true. I like the approach of just staying in your base. I wouldn't even hate a gold mining upgrade here. You're not even mining gold, but just to get the additional Vill. It feels like it could be nice. And TaToH sees it's going to be archers from Repard. So yeah, he doesn't have the spearmen. He has the archers now. He only lost one Vill. He'll kill off the spearmen. He's adding the farms. And pretty soon here, you could get to a pretty nice army. A combination of scouts and archers, TaToH won't have an answer for.
Well, I mean, maybe his answer is just walls. If he can hide behind the walls, he doesn't need to fight.
Yeah, that or I really like full scouts against this type of play. Second stable behind, snag bloodlines. Because the Khmer players still won't add any spears. The idea is you get armor on your scouts, and then the archers with fletching don't do as much.
Yeah, and he still won't be walled fully. I mean, he can hide in the houses, but doesn't look like Repard's going to go for a full wall, so the scout should be able to get in.
I love TaToH's control. It's one of my favorite things about TaToH's play. Oh man, but he also gets to the other side.
Weak fills.
Yeah, the villagers kind of teleport there, so that could have been two villagers. But again, TaToH's just assessing now. He's like, all right, where's your army? I know you need to come over here in some capacity. And Repard is refusing to. Repard is actually choosing to go forward because he doesn't want TaToH to have this type of power over him. But at the end of the day, you lose two vills, you have two villagers stuck in that house. It's still not very good for Repard.
Yeah, this is a palisade gate, and Repard, with a few archers, might be able to break that, but TaToH has a pretty easy wall behind it.
It's interesting that TaToH had the houses, like some of those houses there, almost as if he was expecting that in the future. He falls back, he'll have his own archers. The villagers are back to work for Repard. TaToH will bring back all of his army now. And Repard is fletching already, and he knows that TaToH has the villager lead. Like, that's guaranteed, so this is what he does. Just extreme pressure. I'm sure he'll send more army. No spearmen here, but TaToH might not have the amount of army that he needs himself yet either.
He's going pretty heavily into those scouts. Do you think TaToH maybe holds for Bloodlines and then fights? Yeah, he clicks Bloodlines right there.
Yeah, what he's doing is he's preventing the reinforcements. So he knows he can't fight yet, but the houses give him time. And if he puts his army there, Repard can never send any more archers in. And it's just, yeah, back and forth micro. And now Repard's realizing, I need upgrades. And he is going for armor. And let's see, this is all before Bloodlines comes in for TaToH. In theory, this could actually be a really good fight for Repard.
See, TaToH had one spear there. And that wasn't too bad for him.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, TaToH's going to get what he wants, which is clearing this up. But it's not like he immediately cleared the army. I can't really tell, and he clears it. But yeah, he spent a lot of food there. And there's just the bigger investment there for TaToH, and Repard's on the way up. So Repard did lose most of his army, but nice job.
Yeah, that's like the fight. If it starts around 15 seconds later and TaToH has Bloodlines when it starts, I think it goes much better for him. He took a lot of damage before Bloodlines came in.
Yeah, the issue here, and I see this a lot with Khmer, because you can hop in and out of the houses, you have this tendency to play open, and it's just so much more awkward for you than it is your opponent, right? Like TaToH, he doesn't need the ability to hop into his houses because his villagers are just fully protected the entire time. But we have scout numbers being added. Repard will fight back the weak scouts from TaToH. Those 2 scouts from Repard can clear that up. And Repard still has a couple archers running forward. Not really sure, though. It doesn't feel like archers is the long-term plan for Repard with 2 stables.
Yeah, kind of awkward to go archers, I feel, against the way. They get their Shenbei raiders out, and I don't really like fighting those with archers, but then again, I don't really like fighting them with anything.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a big boom for Repard. I don't know where the TCs will go, but he's banking up a lot of wood. He just wants to play scouts, almost like it's arena style. Adapt what he sees from TaToH. TaToH will click up to Castle Age, but I think TaToH will see the Castle Age time from Repard and be really surprised. Like, that is a crazy uptime. Yeah. Oh, and TaToH still has the hole in the back of his base, which I guess he could look at and see. Oh, man, if the archers...
Those archers are heading right for it.
I don't think...
turn around.
Yeah, I don't think he's expecting it. Yeah, he's just patrolling the archers there and the scouts in the south to stop TaToH from expanding to that area. And he's going to look back at home, drop TC number 2, and drop TC number 3. But none of those town centers are on the side areas for Repard.
No, they're all... I mean, they are on golds, at least. One on the back wood. Yeah. But Repard, he's going to struggle to get wood in the long run if he kind of gets trapped down there in the valley.
I don't mind it. I think he's going to have some issues eventually, but when you haven't done any damage to the way and they've killed villagers from you, you feel the need to recover. And, speaking of holes, another hole for TaToH. He overchops the wood line. Lightcap will go through. Let's see if TaToH gets his quick wall, and he does get the quick wall. That's insane.
Very well played. Just in time. Well, he played that Alcatraz quick wall scenario with Doubt a while ago, so I'm sure he had to get a lot of practice making up for Doubt.
I'm used to players being able to do it. I try so hard. I just cannot replicate that. They make it look so easy, man.
Well, it's also awkward because he's right next to the rock terrain. If he goes like 2 or 3 tiles over to the side, then he won't be able to build the palisade.
Yeah, there's like a hill there too. You also had to re-wall your wood line so other armies don't get in. So, yeah, well played to him. Vil counts even for TaToH. He will drop a second TC on the front. Repard is 4 light cav and those 3 archers. That's it. He's just been full eco otherwise. And he won't have an easy answer to the crossbowman. So, while TaToH's later to Castle Age, he's getting more eco upgrades, which means more additional Vils, and will have a much bigger army. Repard needs something more than just economy. Siege Workshop will be the choice back at home.
And I'll try to go for some Chimera Scorpions probably then. At the very least, he did catch up in Vil counts. He was down quite a bit and got the TCs earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But now the question is just how does he defend when he's so open and went for the TCs instead of an army investment?
I think if you're patient with Scorpions, you have a really nice opportunity. Just like 3 to 4 Scorpions hovering around your town centers. Wait until your food count spikes, and then you can go in the Knights as well. I genuinely think this position might even be better for Repard. It's just all down to, are the walls where they need to be for now, and can you keep your initial Scorpion numbers alive? It's very easy to overextend with a unit like Scorpion, so just use the range, stay near your town centers, big boom, and so far, TaToH not finding a lot of areas where he can actually apply pressure.
Open, though. This is open.
Yeah, that's kind of rough.
Repard. He had so many houses there and didn't do the wall anywhere?
Where? I don't even know.
All in the wood line?
I looked away. I'm not even sure where it was, to be honest. But that's really bad because he wants a TC on the outside. And TaToH's scout is over there looking around, too. If TaToH were to see that, the Scorpions are not there to protect. He snipes another villager. And he's still moving this way. And Repard's like trying to bait him into fighting so the town center can complete. And TaToH's not seeing it. I think the town center will complete for Repard.
Yeah, I think that finishes. I think Repard did a good job with his army, just making sure TaToH couldn't walk in that direction freely.
Yeah, just the difference has been TaToH has applied pressure, done damage, and Repard has just been unable to do any counter damage to TaToH. And TaToH's got a very nice eco, TC on the right side for him as well. And it just now is when you're expecting the Khmer to start to have the food floating for a bit more than just the Scorpions. Like, spend your food on Knights. If you get to an army of Knight Scorpion, this gets pretty difficult for TaToH, especially if Ballistics is in.
Yeah, at the same time, Repard still, he's taken so much damage, but he's up 71 to 64 vills.
Yeah.
TaToH's killed 8 vills, but the TC additions early on have paid off.
He's playing really well. And again, he is relegated, but no one gets here without a fighting spirit. And also, it's $30 per win, which if you haven't won many games in the season, that's going to sound pretty damn good right now. So
that'll be most of his prize pool.
Yeah.
He could still win more money than he has all season.
Well, the placement prize, even if you go 0-15, is still over $1,000. Like, it's still really good. I don't know what it is. People would have to check Liquipedia, but you make Platinum League and get completely stomped, you are still rewarded. So it's like $1,500, and then your game winnings or something like that. But yeah, it's still, no one wants to leave so much money on the table. And I think for Repard too, there's majority of viewers watching him right now. I've never seen him play, so he wants people to understand how good he can be.
And TaToH getting a nice raid on the right with those Shinbei raiders. Gets a couple more vills. Evens up the vill count.
Again, Scorpion's kind of getting sniped because it's such an awkward unit to use. But once Ballistics is in, then you can just patrol them around with impunity. +2 armor's in for the Knights. TaToH's adding more Guang because he knows the Scorpions are going to be a problem. And oh my god, TaToH's dropping a castle there, which is away from the fights. And I don't think Repard can do enough to get there. But if he sees it, he could send the Knights immediately.
He has the micro now in 3 places. There's army in the back of his base. He's still not fully walled there. He's fighting on the front by his other TC.
Yeah.
He's sending a mass migration of vills all over to that wood line on the right. And he needs to buy time for them to get there.
Yeah, and TaToH's just done such a nice job at holding the map control, and there's too many different areas for Repard to look at. I don't think Repard sees the castle. Castle will complete, and he will take a fight that's actually half decent for the Knights there, but that's just not going to be good enough if there's going to be a castle on his face like that. That's his main gold. TaToH's still behind in vills, but has just controlled this game completely through the military.
Yeah, and the side Repard went to had stone instead of gold, so gold control is just going to be that one in the back.
Yeah.
And that's about it for him if that TC goes down on the front.
Also, I think the Janbeis are already doing well enough with the Scorpions there, but now that the Scorpions can be sniped by Tiger Cav, life doesn't get any easier for you here. It was just risky.
Yeah, now TaToH's on all 3 unique units. He's got the Guang, the Shinbei, and the Tiger Cav.
Yeah. The Tiger Cav should be much better against the Scorpions. And, yeah, I just kind of feeling for Repard right now. He went for the extreme method. He tried to catch up with the villagers, but he hasn't killed a single villager from TaToH, and TaToH has a civ that gets all those free villagers for the eco upgrades.
Yeah, crazy that Repard's still actually ahead in vills. He's been keeping the TCs running. But that's
all
army
he's
count
doing.
keeps growing for TaToH.
Yeah, that's all he's doing. The food eco's not good enough to make enough army and also make the to keep the eco going. And this gold TC has now been shot down by the town center, and the villagers are continuing to get raided. The TaToH, who's already destined for playoffs, takes the first game. He would need one more win to go up to second place. Doesn't need all three because of how everything else played out. And yeah, just well played from TaToH. You could tell Repard just couldn't find any answers to really break TaToH after he lost his initial army in Feudal Age.
Yeah, and the Wear is such a hard civ to fight when Repard did such a good job of getting a bigger eco established with the TCs, but doesn't really matter when TaToH gets free vills.
Yep. The way win rate has been insane. Like, if you don't pressure them in early Castle Age, they just always have such good military options combined with usually a slightly better economy. So I can kind of understand Repard's decisions there. I felt like the Archer Scout micro was supposed to put TaToH under a bit more pressure, but TaToH was able to defend from that with the Bloodline Scouts, and the rest was kind of history there. Obviously looked very good from TaToH in the first game, but he knew the way, and he was the way. So we'll see
He found the way to victory.
We'll see if it is his, I don't know, his day with the Malay or something. I don't know. He's got Malay here, but we got Sicilians for Repard. Fun stuff.
Sicilians for Donjons. Donjons and Sergeants. Okay, well, he's got to cook something up here. He's got to be creative.
Is it Donjons or is it Donjons? Do you know?
I don't know for sure. That's a good question. I've always said Donjons.
I mean, whatever Ornlu says is probably correct. Because Ornlu's
I don't know. He tried to tell me that Vivi's name was pronounced Vivi in the past. I don't trust him.
No one else says Vivi except for him, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Well, whatever it's called, it should be very strong here. We've seen a couple things dominate this map. We've seen defensive towers, which just help you protect the fish on the outside. And then we've also seen infantry. And in the case of Sicilians, you can build the dungeon or donjon or whatever. And then you can make sergeants. So I think that's a pretty clear game plan. The issue there is you don't have the timing attack as you would with Man-at-Arms because you have to wait till Feudal Age to make your military. So I'm wondering if, like, maybe TaToH feels he's actually got quite a bit of time here and he can just wait for the sergeants to arrive. And by the time the sergeants arrive, you could potentially have some archers waiting.
And I feel that Malay are much more flexible beyond the early feudal sergeants. Like, if you get to the mid-game and you survive to the castle age and you don't take damage from the sergeants, I'm not really sure what the Sicilians transition to. They could go knights, but I don't think their tech tree matches up that well against the Malay.
Yeah, I mean, also your eco bonus. Your farms provide extra food. I mean, that isn't that exciting of a bonus when this map is not typically dominated by farms. So if you can...
You're not building farms on this map.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen it in the later stages of the game. So if you get ahead early, you can eventually farm and really like that bonus. But especially considering the situation, you just expect that Repard is going to be very aggressive. And that the main reason you see this hit picked is for the dungeons and the sergeants.
And how well do the sergeants even do against the Malay men-at-arms when they're going to get that free armor immediately?
Yeah.
So it might not even be the best early feudal fight against them.
I think I would still prefer the sergeants. I'm pretty sure the sergeants have better stats, but I am curious on the speed, weirdly enough, because I think the men-at-arms now have received that speed boost on the most recent patch, and I think they're a little bit faster. And if your unit's a little bit faster, you can decide whether or not to take the fight, whereas like the slow unit is always chasing. So that would be the biggest question mark for me, but I don't actually have the stats memorized, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, and you can do the donjon in the Dark Age, but it won't shoot until the Feudal Age. And yeah, Repard's gonna do the mill and then the donjon right away, and probably try to click up once the mill's done.
So do you want to tell the viewers about how much work you put into this map, making sure that things were buildable up here? Because I'm sure you put a lot of time and energy into it. It's been really good season for the map. So
yeah, you see that rock next to the mill that Repard has right there? That rock is specifically placed to avoid TCs being able to be placed there, because we saw that there were some spots where there were 4x4 areas, and sometimes one player could build a TC and the other couldn't.
Yep.
So I specifically blocked them off with the rocks. The rocks were just there for scenery at the start, but then I was like, wait a minute, I can solve this TC issue by moving the scenery and putting it in specific spots.
I mean, it goes down to that, right? Like, we have enough experience now to know if there's one minor difference between what one person can do versus the other, we are going to hear about it at some point, right? So
yeah, we are. I
nice.
actually got a message from ACCM. He was like, TaToH, the rocks are kind of annoying. They're blocking the building spots. And I replied to him, I was like, ACCM, let me tell you, that's the point.
And he's probably like, oh, okay. All right, well, that's funny.
He was like, oh, you know what? It is kind of unfair if the TCs are there.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate the detail. It's something we get on our game plan calls for, and we find 3, 4, 5 different things on each map, and then there's always 1 or 2 things that come up. So we've had no issues with the maps. It's been great. And that would, of course, change the map if players could build TCs up there, which they cannot. And everything that we expected from Repard we've seen so far. We've seen the dungeon up, some villagers to gold, lots of food income. The militia from TaToH came a little bit faster than Repard was expecting, but Repard able to wall it off. And TaToH will still go for man-at-arms with 2 more militia on the way.
And TaToH's setting 2 vills for it, actually. So he could go... Could he go for a tower on that wood line, or is he's just going to turn around?
Is this fast castle from Repard? He's building a market right now, and he's not making any military.
Oh, I mean, sergeants, we know from the pudding builds, they're much stronger in the Castle Age against Feudal Age units.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, it's not like he can't make sergeants on the way to Castle Age. And then the sergeants get faster, get like better stats, in Castle Age. So this wouldn't be completely unheard of, and he's kind of labbed it out perfectly. He's got the res, he's going to click up, and now TaToH's probably wondering, like, where is his military? Like, what is he going to do?
Yeah, and the TC protects the gold, so the men-at-arms can't stop Repard from taking gold.
Yeah.
And with a donjon on the shorefish, like, TaToH's investing into arson, and he wants to destroy houses. That's the only thing he can do right now, destroy houses.
Well, I mean...
Repard clicks up, and he's going to get Castle Age sergeants.
Destroying houses is half decent. It's weird, but you should probably build all your houses within your TC range right now if you're Repard, because TaToH's just going to take down more of them. Sergeants are on the way. So again, just arriving to Castle Age, you get a stat increase on the sergeants. You don't need to research anything. If you needed to research something, you probably would never do this because the resources are such at the limit. But yeah, TaToH is investing as little as possible to actually do value here. But he will bring in the archers now too. And Repard's consistently housed, and there's another house, and TaToH's going to go for that too. And the archers are going to be behind the wood line as well. So make the villagers on wood are going to have to leave for Repard.
Yeah, and Repard needs to be careful that he has enough wood to do another lumber camp when he gets off of that wood line, because he only has 4 wood right now.
Or alternatively, you don't even plan on wood, and you just send everything to the gold and to the shorefish around the mill, and you try and end this game as quickly as possible. But no, I agree. Like, wood is a concern, and it's it's so funny how fast he's losing these houses, man. Like,
he needs wood for the houses.
Yeah.
He's gonna have only 2 pop space when that house goes down.
But these sergeants just completely kill everything in Feudal Age. They go from 5 base attack to 8 attack. They get more armor. They get more HP. It's an incredible unit. TaToH doesn't have much defense right now. He is actually like kind of sneakily running to the north. If you look at Repard's scouting, Repard's probably thinking, because there's no villagers around the mill, that TaToH isn't there anymore. But TaToH is. That's really intelligent from TaToH. Because if Repard starts to attack the range, TaToH will be fine with that. TaToH just doesn't want to lose any villagers here.
Yeah, he wants to buy time. If sergeants attack a range, or if he can repair for a while, then he's happy.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to lose vills.
Repard is placing a mining camp on stone, so his plan is to maybe build more donjons, but he needs to wait for the stone. Sergeants have not found those villagers from TaToH, and TaToH's archers, I mean, they'll do very little damage, but at least they're distracting. And meanwhile, the man-at-arms and the archers are taking down the blacksmith, and they'll move on to the market next.
Well, maybe they won't move on if the sergeants come in from behind, and this is where things get tricky for TaToH. He can't fight this.
It's so funny.
Is that trapped?
It's such confidence from TaToH. Oh yeah, sorry. TaToH's army is going to get trapped in here, but it's so crazy to me that TaToH's villagers are still alive up there, and that Repard doesn't expect it. But this could work, TOS. TaToH still isn't clicked up. He's being chased by a lot of sergeants, and now we have the donjon going up on the gold.
Yeah, donjon on the gold, and about this map, there are sergeants from Repard that can now come from the middle of the map and do donjons on the other side.
Yeah.
And TaToH might struggle for wood.
Yep. Look at these two sergeants tank. That is with an armor upgrade in for TaToH, too. These sergeants are insane. Oh, my God. Wow. TaToH can't do anything.
Do 1 damage.
Everyone just expects Repard to come in here. He's lost one. He's won 1 game. Everyone expects him to just be easy prey, but he has not been. TaToH's on the way up, but like, what will TaToH do in the next stage? He's pretty clearly stuck on archers. You could maybe consider some monks. You could consider a stable and maybe go for elephants.
I think he just needs to buy time and get crossbow and or bodkin to do enough to fight the sergeants. Just have enough attack to get through their armor.
But I'm telling you, man, if Repard just found these 5 vills, it's a completely different game. If the rest of TaToH's eco is pretty idled, that would be such a nice find. Oh, TaToH comes to deny the donjon. And nice micro with the archers. That's at 50%. Feels like a really important area for TaToH to deny because the gold is right there.
Yeah, it doesn't quite hit the gold, but Repard could always do fletching for that donjon.
Yeah. I think maybe armor needs to come in for Repard now, and there it is. TaToH, though, has an opportunity to go for an interesting trap. He'll drop a market foundation. He traps the sergeants. I mean, if he brings the archers over, he can easily kill those sergeants, but now we have sergeants building a donjon on the other side.
So the donjon should kill the vills and stop the repairs so the sergeants on the inside can be freed.
Yeah.
And there's a workshop on the other side for a scorpion to get the other donjon up. And now the question is, again, where does TaToH take wood if all those donjons go up?
I have no clue what's happening. Also, TaToH's villagers are getting ever so close to the donjons that are going up. Yeah, there goes the donjon. That will need to be garrisoned. TaToH is still killing them, though. Like, he's repairing the houses. The donjons the sergeants are still stuck in there. And TaToH's got a counterattack. The army count is pretty low for Repard, but he's going for a mangonel now.
Do you think TaToH sees those stone vills, those crossbows?
Yeah, of course he does. Of course he does.
Close.
His villagers have been found, so he might lose those villagers, but he'll be completely fine with that if he can kill these villagers here. And he's been telling himself the whole time that as long as he defends the initial attack, he's likely going to have the better economy to win this game. Beautiful job from TaToH.
So 5 vill kills there. He's losing his own vills, but that kind of evens out, and he has more vills to lose.
Well, here comes the donjon, though. Donjon will be completed by those villagers. Villager also could run over to repair this mangonel. So, which weirdly enough, he's going to run out of wood to repair. But does TaToH know that? Wow, he couldn't actually repair it because he ran out of wood. And TaToH takes down the mangonel.
Well, Repard's been off of wood. He's been taking those stragglers by his TC, and he's basically out of stragglers. He has no option to take wood. All of his wood... If only the vills could use the wood that they were carrying to repair the mangonel. They got 7 wood in their hands. They need to drop it off somewhere. They can't repair it.
What a scam, man. It's like, I have the wood to repair. Let me use it. I mean, Repard's using the market for the most part. TaToH will find the gold now with the crossbows. Still, though, TaToH has to work really hard here. He has to abandon his base. Shorefish are still not really an easy option, but I guess it's somewhat doable. He has to take wood in the left corner now. And that's where he'll have to find gold as well. But he's holding on. Repard has made him work for it, but it's just not enough right now. Every time you look back at Repard's eco, it's such an issue with these crossbows.
Yeah, 5 crossbows have done so much damage.
Wow. Elephant now from TaToH. Elephant's a perfect choice, but Repard spots it. Still has some sergeants around. Still has the villagers around. Feels like Repard would want to go for monks now. But again, resources are kind of rough. Okay, drops another dungeon. I don't hate that. Feels like 1 is a little fragile. With 2, it's tougher for TaToH to engage.
And TaToH runs the vills away from the wood line, wisely seeing the mangonel and reacting to it. And at this point, I feel like there's a loss of momentum from Repard, and he's not really going to be able to keep pushing more, now that TaToH also has that lumber camp on the outside.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better if he loses this mangonel either, and TaToH snipes the repair vills. TaToH will deny this if he can snipe the villagers. It's at 99%, it goes up. Annoying for TaToH, but no, I agree. It feels like TaToH's actually flexible with his eco. He's got the food eco. He can build a TC, and for Repard, it's like his villager efficiency's been awful. He needed to keep his army alive. I respect the strategy. It was actually really well thought out, and he had some chances there, but TaToH was able to weather the storm and is up 2-0 now.
Yep, and that's all TaToH needed, right? Needed the 2-0 win, and that guarantees he finishes second in the group.
Yep, I think so. We'll double check that. We do still have the third game for the extra $30, but I believe that means TaToH steals second place from Barles. And here we are. And so we know this game doesn't actually change much. Repard will be 6th place. Repard will be Gold League for the next season. TaToH will be 2nd place regardless. Still the $30 per win. And thankfully, because the game doesn't matter for the standings, we have a map which is sick, and we've got Stranded. So Vikings for TaToH and the Koreans for Repard. Both civs have been very solid picks on this map before. But it's just a tough map to play T-West because it's that combination of water and land.
Well, I'm just hoping we see longboats versus turtle ships.
I think it's a little unlikely. But that's mainly because my feeling is the more important thing in the long term is the land in the middle. If you win the water on this map, you're not really controlling a lot of resources. It also costs a lot of wood to win the water, and then you could quickly find yourself without the middle hill. So that's been my take, but people have proven me wrong. It's not like the water isn't still really valuable here.
Well, maybe Repard agrees with you because he's not doing a dock, he's just doing a TC.
Yeah, if you do that, you get the town center up a little faster. So that's not too bad. You're slightly faster to the Ville, but then you are a bit behind with the wood you would get from the fishing ship. He already has the max amount of food with the fishing ship, so he's scouting with it, and now he's going for the dock. I honestly think both approaches are fine. I personally do what TaToH's done because you just have a little bit more food once you make it, you complete your TC. But I think Repard might be onto something here. I think technically maybe his way is the better way to play it.
Yeah, but because you start with the fishing ship, you're getting the food by the time the dock goes up anyway. So it's different than a standard nomad map where you have to build the dock and then do the fishing ship.
But the fishing ship didn't auto drop off the food. It's still sitting there with 15. Because the dock wasn't completed, I guess, when it got 15. He needs to drop that off. That fishing ship, unless it's a capture age bug, is not dropping off food.
No, it's sitting there. There, he's noticed.
Oh, that hurts so much,
took a while.
though. That hurts so much because he had very little food underneath the TC. Now it feels like you didn't have the fishing ship the whole time. Yeah, I mean, all right, it'll end up evening out in the end. I still think there's what Repard has tried. If everything plays out perfectly, he should have like a slight lead. But obviously, he missed out on some details there.
Yeah, sometimes getting the maps or getting like specific build orders for the maps, you try something fancy, but then you get one tiny detail wrong and it kind of blows up in your face.
Yeah. All right, so I have an idea for you, and I want to hear your thoughts and viewers' thoughts, okay? So, obviously, it's Age of Empires, and everything's not super logical, okay? We all understand that. However, one time I was watching Low Elo Legends. This person was like 200 Elo, and they were adding fish traps, and they added fish traps on top of the deep fish, like right next to the deep fish, because the purpose of a fish trap is, you know, to trap the fish. and that's just logical. But obviously, we laughed at that because it was like, oh no, he's got a fish trap a million miles away from his dock. That's super inefficient. So my question for you is, what do you think about fishing traps next to fish having an increased gather rate
Having
or some
more
bonus?
food.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have an idea, right? So it's called a fish trap. So maybe it needs to trap the fish somehow.
Yep.
So what we could do, we could have fish, because right now the fish, they just kind of hop up and down, leap out of the water in one spot. What if they actually move around? But if you build a fish trap, like on top of a fish,
Yep.
and it actually stops moving then, so you could actually fish it.
That's what I'm saying. It would be very interesting. At the very least, it would add like some strategic value to placement of things instead of whatever it is now, which is just stupid. You just stack fishing ships on fish traps next to a dock, which makes no sense.
Imagine, do you remember that Europe map that had like all the dolphins on one tile? That custom
Yeah,
scenario?
yeah. There's like, or the or the map with the one fit Canberra, I think, with the fish in the middle, and there's like
with the
30,000
fish.
food. Yeah.
Imagine like one fish trap there just gets super efficient because of all the extra fish stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
You get like an omega fish trap benefiting from all the fish.
It's funny. We
That'd
have
be great.
we have like 50% of viewers are like, oh yeah, this is super cool. Maybe we could consider that. And then we have the other 50% panicking. They're like, oh God, we cannot trust them to add this. They're like, please don't.
Don't give them more ideas.
Yeah, it's like if we do that with the fish traps, somehow 3 other things are going to break. But I don't know. It was just a thought. Anytime I see fish traps now, I just think back to that. Apparently, the individual was 3 elo. I just think back to that game, and I'm just like, oh, man, that poor person didn't know.
Yeah, we don't want the Vills mining from docks again.
Yeah, true. Also, it's like, it's kind of one of the examples of things that's where logic doesn't suit AoE logic. Like, the amount of low elo people I see research heated shot because they want fire on their arrows. It makes
yeah,
sense.
It's chemistry.
Yeah, like, heat to your shot. Heated shot. But no, that's not what heated shot does at all. So... Anyways, here comes TaToH with the militia. We probably should touch on that. And it will be full land army from TaToH. Probably a couple boats here or there, but I see villagers on stone as well, so he wants to go man-at-arms and towers.
Yeah, so what is the naval meta on this map now that we have the new patch? Are they so far apart that it's going to be pure galleys, or is there still room for hulks?
It's mainly hulks, mainly because there's so much pressure on the map that you don't have the time to mass up the galleys. But the other aspect to mention is now that you can garrison fish, I've found a lot more defensive play on the water just has more value. Being able to garrison your fish and fire arrows is super strong. So in TaToH's case, that might even be half the reason why he's going so aggressive on land, because he's like, it's not even worth for me to go as aggressive on water anymore.
Yeah, and even if you don't have your own navy, then you can just garrison your own fish. You kind of wait and see what your opponent does and react to it. You don't need to be as aggressive in adding in defensive ships.
Well, this will be a very good example, very good test, because Repard is going 3 dock galleys, expecting TaToH to go hulks. But TaToH's actually going for land, and TaToH's got outposts everywhere. He researched Town Watch so he can see what's happening, and he's going for man-at-arms. Repard was not expecting this. He thought TaToH would just play full water, and Repard has to get the quick walls down and the counter tower. So far, so good, but the goal, of course, is to get your navy over to TaToH's base to kill the fish as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that takes a long time to get there, and TaToH with 2 docks can garrison all of his fishing ships if he wants to.
Yeah.
So he's not going to take too much damage.
But, I mean, Repard hasn't taken any damage. He'll take down the tower. Protect his woodline, he'll protect his gold. And if he can go kill TaToH's fishing ships, the TaToH obviously is down like 7 or 8 eco. So, in theory, this could get very good for Repard. And Repard as well sees the next tower from TaToH and rushes it back.
And he's going to do an anti-tower barracks there to keep the tower farther away.
TaToH didn't have loom this whole time, by the way, which he's just deciding to research. Yep.
Okay, yeah, just gets it now.
But he went to stone, so he can build more towers. Repard was never able to get to a stone. Man-at-arms are still there. Repard really wants to get rid of this tower because he needs the gold. still need to just think about the galleys, right? Like, imagine having to micro your galleys perfectly while all of this is happening. Can Repard do that? If he can, TaToH's fish shouldn't be working. And there's Repard microing, and TaToH will garrison in the dock. Technically, I think TaToH should be thinking about some fire ships now.
He has to defend against the galleys, and he'll need to run fishing ships to the other dock. At least he has 2 docks.
Yeah, true.
But it's all about trying to defend now with small numbers of ships while keeping up the pressure on land.
Imagine being Repard. You're 1-13, and you're in the final game, and you're just getting nonstop pressured by TaToH, and you're completely surrounded by TaToH.
But on the west, the galley has found the stone, so that might stop any future towers from TaToH if those Vils are killed.
Yep, but will the galleys be microed? Right here. If the micro's there, the galleys win every time. But because there's other things happening and Repard has to fight back the land pressure, the Hawks and the fire that's now been added are going to be enough from TaToH. That is why we don't tend to see galleys on this map, T-West. It's just so difficult to focus on everything.
Yeah, that was a big investment for him. He went to 5 galleys at least there.
Yeah.
And he's basically lost all ability to do pressure other than that one that's still on the stone.
But it's still a relatively close game. He's going to find some stone, which was just ended up being right there. Then he could drop more towers with Koreans. He sees TaToH's forward archery range, so maybe he can keep a close eye on that. He does have quite a few skirms. And KD's 3-2. And as you mentioned, the stone mining was disrupted for TaToH, so he can't actually build another tower just yet, which is very nice. But the gold is brutal. The fact that you have to come take this gold, which TaToH can see with all of his buildings, is not a good sign.
It's so brutal that one tower denies 2 golds on the right. But that's how the map works. It's weird that there's no resources in the middle, and yet the middle is still so important for getting to the golds and even the stones on the outside.
Still really impressed with Repard's adaptations here. Like transitioning into the mill and taking the deer. He's added some navy, which he needs to keep a closer eye on. But still, he's making TaToH work. It's not like TaToH is just having a free fish boom or anything like that. Very random game. But I'm seeing a whole lot of blue in the red eco, and if TaToH ever senses a moment where he can strike, he can always hop out of the archery range.
Yeah, those 2 archers there are going to be weirdly annoying. But at least the Koreans have really cheap skirms with the free armor, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue for Repard to clean as long as he's paying attention.
Now, you either need to tower there, or you need to wall in that archery range. You can't let that archery range sit. I think that much is clear to me. He does have the stone income, so maybe he'll go for the towers. TaToH will go for another tower himself with just 1 villager here, and Repard will see it. I mean, again, Repard's under so much pressure, but somehow he's on the way to Castle Age. How has he made that happen?
Well, he used a bit of the market, but not too much.
Not too much, yeah.
TaToH's nowhere close to the Castle Age. I mean, if he gets up, what, does he just do Fire Lancers? He gets guard towers, so he cleans all the towers then?
Yeah. Guard tower, siege push. TaToH spent a lot of his food on fletching and on skirmishers and on the men-at-arms, and he didn't find a lot of economy damage. TaToH does have more fishing ships. The other thing you could do if you're Repard is you could go for turtles, too, to win the water. So there's some options here.
Yeah, so I'm not... I know that turtles were nerfed and then had some stats changed a few times. I'm not sure exactly how well turtles do against this Hulk fire combination right now. I would hope that they still win.
In my opinion,
I don't know if you need to do like 2 or 3 turtles before actually fighting, and that might be too expensive.
In my experience, they crush. In my experience, they kind of crush everything.
So does that dock shooting at the fish.
Yeah, but you obviously need to get the proper numbers. And oh man, I think if Repard could just play a little patient there with his skirms and back up, maybe this wouldn't be so dangerous. But now he loses a lot of his army, and TaToH must sense that it's too quiet, and TaToH will bring his villagers to rush the tower. And what is this? We've got 9 men-at-arms from TaToH, and he's going to go full feudal, and the archers come out of the range.
Oh, the men-at-arms have full upgrades. Repard's trying to get another tower up. He's sending all of his vills over.
I mean, 1 tower's down. Congratulations, you get guard tower. Your tower's now out of the picture. The next tower is not going to have any protection. Repard is getting completely slaughtered here. He has no army, T-West. He thought he would have this gold, but he's completely pushed off of gold. He sells and buys to get resources for Bod Canero now.
But if he gets that second tower, he's okay.
His vills are so
all
weak.
Those vills are weak.
Yeah, his vills are super weak. You're right, though. He didn't lose nearly as much as he could have there, and it's double tower, so Repard can maybe chill a little bit.
And he's fine now. He has Bodkin. He has all the towers up. Still, the gold situation is not good, but I think that guard tower he has by the TC can finally hit that tower that TaToH has walled in.
Yeah, true.
So if he garrisons, he could probably clean it up.
Yeah, that's a good call. I think you garrison that tower, shoot TaToH's tower down, move over to that gold. It's a bit weird with Tech Tree, but I really like the addition of the knight, and you try and get a knight over to TaToH's side somewhere. But also, I really think you got to win water now, or at least be competitive. Make a turtle ship or two, and get to TaToH's fish, because that's the main reason that TaToH's economy is ahead right now.
He's got 10 fishing ships, and the vill count will be just about even once TaToH finishes going up to the castle age. It's the fish that will be the big difference.
Yep, and that knight will chase back the man-at-arms. The spearman will be added by TaToH, though. And
well, the skirms are there.
Yeah, skirms don't have the elite skirm upgrade, but that should still be fine for Repard. Well played. And the knights will kill off the man-at-arm, and now we'll have two knights. And yeah, he is going to shoot that tower down, which means he can get back to the gold. So Repard has gold again. He has wood again. He's coming in with a navy as well on the in the south.
Yeah, it's not upgraded, but at least it's still going to be forcing TaToH to move to the other side. Yeah, TaToH's gone all the way to the other side of the map with his fish.
Are we about
Seeing
to have
Repard coming around the right side?
Are we about to have Korean knights versus Viking knights?
I think we are, or at least Viking scouts. Maybe to deal with the Korean monks.
This is gonna be very painful for people who know, knights in AoE too. I think Vikings and Koreans are certainly two of the worst knight civs there are. But hey, a knight's a knight, man. A knight's a knight.
A knight is a knight.
And the game rarely goes on long enough for us to see the full potential of any civ's knights. So I guess it's fine if the situation calls for it. It's basically like Huns v Huns on knights, right? They have the same strength, so it's even.
Well, Huns at least have bloodlines for the knights.
Well, no, I meant like it's kind of like a mirror matchup in that both of their knights suck.
Oh, okay.
Right? It'd be like if it was Bulgarians versus Spanish and they were both going archers, it's even. Is my point. I just love the vision for TaToH. Like, look at everything he can see. It feels like it's just the caster's perspective, but that's his vision from the outposts and the houses. He'll see the second TC from Repard, understand that he could apply some pressure there, and it just immediately goes for a siege workshop.
Yeah, that outpost triggers that immediate siege workshop from seeing the TC.
But I think if you're Repard, you got to know that hill is your priority right now. And maybe get a couple more villagers on stone. Nice reaction from him. He's balancing out his economy at the moment. But he'll see the Light Cav and the monks and know. I would play Fire Lancer here. Fire Lancer is great against knights, especially crap knights like the Vikings. And Fire Lancer is good at pushing back siege.
Yeah, and Repard must be listening to the stream in this rec, because as soon as you say that, he queues some.
Ah, there we go. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that it's actually rather nice that your opponent has gone into knights now, because you have a nice answer for it. And the Vikings don't have as easy or an immediate answer. But TaToH adds some longboats, and TaToH will clear up the water, so he still has the fish advantage. But still wondering if TaToH can push the TC.
So now we do have the longboats from TaToH, and I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for that turtle ship from Repard. I want to see turtle versus longboat. We're halfway there.
Yeah, but I think there's too much importance to the middle right now, especially when you see the siege. Feels like all your resources probably need to put into defending from this. What we could see, though, we could see a siege tower. So if you go, like, okay, there's the siege workshop on the left side for Repard. That's just a bad siege workshop, man. He can see everything. But yeah, if you go for a siege tower, you could maybe roll in to the mangonels with the Fire Lancers.
With the Lancers. Yeah, what would be the counter to the Lancers then if you're the Vikings, because you could do longswords, and that's what TaToH looks like he's clicking with extra HP.
Yep, that's
Could we
the
see
answer.
Siege Tower Longsword against Siege Tower Lancer?
Well, I mean, siege towers aren't as fast now, so I've seen, for as many times I've seen the siege tower work, I've also seen the siege tower just look completely horrible. But you're seeing why you might want some type of transport vehicle here, because Repard sends his units in, and oh my god, that is not what you needed there. That's an awful fight for Repard.
Well, there's a knight on the mangonel, but he doesn't kill it.
I mean, the Fire Lancers needed to be masked. You need some patience to get in close, and the skirmishers are important as well. And TaToH just smashes them. My god. Yeah, so you went from having like 8 Fire Lancers, the potential to get to 12. Maybe you add a Siege Workshop and can compete here. Now you're down to 3 Fire Lancers, and TaToH still has the potential to deny your Siege Workshop. It hasn't gotten any better for Repard. And this is before we remind you that there's still some water. Can we appreciate that TaToH is almost on the 4th row of units in this game? He is like...
Oh, he is everything.
He is everything except for like a fire ship, I think. But he's got Cav Archer. He's got so much. And he's about to have Berserks because he's dropping a castle on the town center. The siege isn't out yet for Repard. The rocket cart's at 80%. So there's a chance that Repard could deny this. But I think if TaToH sends any military after the rocket cart won't survive for long. He just needs to see it. There goes the longsword and the converted Fire Lancer, and the rocket cart will go down.
That's crucial. It goes down. That castle goes up, and TaToH gets the sweep. Yeah. So at the end of group stage, what everyone expected would happen in this final round did happen, and that means that TaToH leapfrogs Barrels, goes into the 2nd place position. And an amazing season from TaToH. Again, it's a weird situation because typically it's like, yes, congratulations, you've moved up in the rankings. You got 2nd place. 2nd place will play a 3rd place player. 2nd place should always be favored against the 3rd place player. But the 3rd place player is Viper in that other group. So congratulations, TaToH, for an amazing season. You have a very tough road ahead of you. Not just Viper. I think TaToH could beat Viper. But who's waiting after Viper is also going to be extremely difficult. Yeah, because let me bring up the bracket now. It's Viper and then Hera in the next round.
Yeah.
And honestly, the other option, if TaToH had finished 3rd, would have been Mihai in the 1st round and Sebastian in the 2nd round, which probably does sound a bit easier of a path to go through if you're avoiding Hera.
I mean, Mihai had a better season than Viper, but Mihai just got swept 3-0 by Viper, right? Sebastian had an incredible season of AoE, hard to beat, but he didn't have quite as many wins as Hera. So yeah, you're right. In terms of play, like the opponent potential, things get very difficult for TaToH. But yeah, still great group stage from TaToH. He finishes it off. Repard will go down, and that is our playoff bracket now. T West, we know what the matchups are going to be. We'll have Hart versus Lewis in a best of 5. Winner will face Leary. Mihai versus Barles in a best of 5. Winner will face Sebastian. TaToH versus the Viper. Winner there will face Hera. And then ACCM Vinchester. Winner there will face TaToH. And we're done with the playoff 3s. It'll be best of 5s from here. We move all our way until the final, which will end on Sunday. And we'll have our Season 5 champion. He's unmuted.
Oh, there he is.
Hello, Leary.
Just waiting till you guys finished.
All good, dude. All good. Thanks. I appreciate you waiting. Sorry you came back to your PC to us talking.
All good.
How do you feel, Mr. 15-0? No one's ever done it to be undefeated in the group stage.
It feels good. I mean, I didn't really care that much up until I heard from a certain bet, you know.
You heard about the bet. Damn it, dude.
Yeah, some people messaged me halfway through the tournament. They were like, you're 8-0, 9-0 after the 3rd set, looking good up there, you know. There's some more on the line, so, you know. And then, I felt like, might as well finish it, so.
Well, it serves me right for opening my mouth, I guess, and saying that. I kind of felt like, I mean, in that last game, you were just playing amazing overall. But that one moment where you like got the the defensive walls down perfectly with your army, I was like, oh shit, like he really doesn't want to lose this right now.
Which game we talking about?
It would have
I
been
think I played
slopes.
yesterday, so
It would have been
the
slopes.
slopes one.
Yeah.
I remember.
I mean,
the feudal age
a feudal age army, yeah.
fight. Yeah. I thought he would move out since he was Burgundians on that map, so it's more about defending early feudal age and then just taking it from there.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm not going to go through, because we've had 5 weeks. I'm sure it's really difficult to go through every single set at this point. But I did just kind of want to ask, coming in, you saw your group, you know all these players very well. What were your expectations? And also, what was the preparation like? Because for a player your caliber, could probably justify just kind of taking each week as it goes versus lots of intense preparation.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did. I figured, especially after Red Bull, lots of players were burned out.
Yep.
Especially after that intense grind the last couple of days. So I just took it, whatever came with it.
Yep.
And since the first rounds were, I was playing against the new
Licks first.
Licks, and then I think was it TaToH second round?
It was MBL second round.
But I think everyone was a bit rusty. It's more like small burnout after Red Bull.
Sure.
So, I think I felt like everyone was a bit rusty, included myself. And I don't really get rusted that easily, so I guess it favored me in some way.
Yep, okay.
So I didn't really have to prepare that much. I helped Lewis out a bit, practiced with hard like once or twice, but that's about it. And then the rest was just more or less just adapting on the spot, and more or less some maps are standard, so I didn't really have an issue, so it worked out.
Okay, yeah, absolutely did. T West, any thoughts?
Okay, well, you said you practiced with Lewis and Hart. Well, if you look at the playoff bracket, you're going to face the winner of Lewis and Hart. What do you think about that set?
Those dogs. Crazy. It's going to be fun. I mean, it's always a bit different when you face someone you practiced with or you know very well. They obviously know what I like. I know what they like. I know what their practice looked like to some degree. They have seen all my practice. It wasn't that much, but they have seen it all. So we'll have to mix it up a little bit. But it should be fun either way. It's gonna come down, I think, next weekend before Red Bull preparation. So gonna let it all out before the next grind starts.
Do you try to find different practice partners then going forward, or do you just kind of
the loser
based
of that
on
set.
what you've done? Oh, okay.
The loser of that set.
No,
you're gonna force them to play. You're gonna force them. Don't worry, I will avenge you. Just help me practice.
They will. I'm not gonna bother the loser of forcing them to practice or asking them. I'm gonna look at their games a little bit, maybe practice with some other people, Hera, who knows, and then take it from there.
Do you have a favorite in that series, Hart Lewis? I don't want you to offend both your practice partners here, but
I would love to offend both of them.
Okay.
Let me see how I can do that.
Yep.
Well, considering Hart has been somewhat Lewis's mentor the last couple of months or years, I would favor Hart, but then again, I know Hart and his personal burnout day in and day out. So either way, it's going to be fun, because if Lewis wins, he's going to trash talk Hart forever. If Hart wins, Lewis will always be the shadow of himself.
Yep.
So it's going to be fun either way. I'm going to be laughing either way. So no matter who wins. I'll sit down with a popcorn, put it on the TV.
Yep.
And enjoy myself.
Okay. I mean, it won't be quite as fun if whoever wins there beats you. So you do need to be ready for that, I guess. But
that's all right. I have a Red Bull excuse. That's all right.
True. You guys you're going full doubt right now, bro.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I like it. All right, cool. I mean, honestly, Leary, typically I'd say like, what are your aspirations, blah, 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 blah. But like with you, you're typically top 4 and making a run for the finals anyways. So I think that answer's pretty damn clear. I'll ask you, and you might not want to reveal these things, but do you feel you've got like certain things you need to look at and improve? You went 15-0. Is there any room for improvement, or you feel like you're kind of close there?
Well, I'll have to buy new civs, I guess. So
You still don't have them purchased.
I got told that I'm gonna get them gifted, but apparently not. So I still had to ban them every single round because I thought someone would gift me, or I would have certain people who can get a key for me. But
Brother, do I
not,
need
so
to pull
I'll
up
have
your
to buy-
Liquipedia earnings and how much money you just made per win? Like,
It's not about that.
just
It's not
buy.
about that. No.
You made
It's not about that.
$450 with 15-0, bro. Buy the DLC.
I was working for $20 an hour if you calculate that.
No, your games were fast. Your games were fast. The percentages
that's on
are
me,
way...
though. I tried to make them fast. That's on me, though.
Okay, so
The
you...
issue is,
Go
I wasn't
ahead.
gonna play them in the earlier rounds anyway because they're very cheesy, especially with the Chamsky.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to risk getting surprised or cheesed by them when I know on most maps I have a pretty clear advantage with my normal playstyle.
Yeah.
So why even bother? Like I could theoretically prepare something with them, but then I would have to prepare something with them. Then I might get surprised. I might get to late game. Then I don't know what to make after all. It's like all a mess. So I figured just easier to ban them out.
I mean, I don't understand being a professional AV2 player and not buying the DLC. I do not understand that.
I got told I was gonna get the key, but I still haven't gotten it. So
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm the
anyways,
one left out.
I don't understand that. However, I do understand when new civs get launched mid-event and you're someone who typically, like, as a high-level player, you have good understanding. You want to control the game in ways I understand not wanting to deal with that and let someone else deal with it. So that's completely fair.
Yeah.
Especially since they've now been changed twice since they were released and then updated after
Exactly.
that.
Imagine I bought them and then it just got changed. Then it's like all the practice for nothing as well.
Well, that
Now
happened
I'm
to
just
everyone
like
who
starting
did buy them.
fresh, I'm
happened-
starting at zero with all the other people who already bought them, who already practiced and wasted hours on them. So I'm up hours right now. That's how I'm thinking about it.
Hey, listen, how do you think Huang feels? He's down 200 elo because he hasn't been able to spam them since the nerfs.
My goodness.
So Huang's you just ruined it all for Huang.
I didn't even know the guy spamming the new civs. I
He-
thought he
he-
was still stuck in kills.
No. Oh, dude, he had our church rush with Armenians, and then he was
God.
spamming the champies. So yeah.
And people ask me why I don't play ladder, like. Can you blame me?
No, not really. Not if I do not blame you if you could show up and be as good as you are. It's honestly a joy to watch. Like, obviously as a caster, it sucks sometimes to have like a stomp, right? But
Bombing every set.
just how complete it is honestly amazing. So congratulations on that. I wish you the best on that. And yeah, we'll maybe be speaking in the future if you win more sets, man. Well played.
Let's hope so. Sounds good.
Alrighty, Leary. Take care. Thanks again for stopping
too.
by for the interview as well.
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate that.
Always. Bye-bye.